So, hi, Berto.
Hi.
Thanks for being with us today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
First of all, let's talk about yourself. You are Puerto Rican, but
Boricua.
were you born there?
Yeah, I was born in Ponce.
Okay.
I was born in Ponce. I was raised in Puerto Rico. My mother and my father lived there at the time, and yeah, I went to school in Puerto Rico. I went to pre-K. I went to Catholic school. Yeah, I started out. I thought I was going to be in Puerto Rico forever. I remember the concept of being afuera or salir afuera or going to the States, which is the way we used to say it back then, was a very distant, once you come of age and you start to understand that there's another country, it was kind of like a distant thought for me. I never thought that I would be out here. The real reason I came is that my mother came here to work.
Okay.
And the real reason that made me come here after that was that I fell in love with football.
Okay.
And I wanted to come out here, but that's later on in my life. That wasn't until high school. I came here before on vacation.
Yeah.
Right around when I would say 12. I think it was 84, 83, maybe a little bit later. I'm still kind of young. But I didn't like it. I remember that it was, I've said this a lot, and I remember that I didn't quite process all the differences that were going on here with the culture and the language especially, and just the way people were here. There was just, I noticed a difference, and as a child, I didn't know how to process that. So I really didn't like it here. I think there was a combination of a lot of things. My mother had started a new relationship here with my stepfather, and so there was a lot of change, a lot of things that I wasn't used to. And so I went back 2 more years, and then I returned right before high school.
Once you were settled, what was the thing you missed most about being in Puerto Rico?
Oh my God, everything from, I grew up in a close proximity to the ocean. My brothers and I grew up with a father who was a surfer, and the ocean is a big part of our daily, everyday lives. We were always outside, we were playing, and then I had other aspects, my grandmother, my aunts, my family, this concept of family, the warmth of Puerto Rico, really just the culture, just the environment, the way we lived was just so different. I had the ability to go see my father 3 months in the summer and a month in December. So that helped me cope, because what we're talking about in essence is 4 months at a time, 6 months at a time, and then you get a break. I called it my adjustment period, because it was always having to go back and readjust and come back, because I knew I had to be here. So it was this tambaleo, this kind of like seesaw that I had going on early years, all through high school and 8th grade, 5 years, 6.
Do you think all those going back and forth affected you some way in your personality or in how you did things when you were living here?
Oh, absolutely. Your ideals they're shaped very early, and I think that those years for me were critical. There was a lot of positive in that. There was a lot of, obviously, the ability to like travel and, get perspective from different angles and different cultures. So I think that opened my eyes to a lot of different things. There was a lot of positives. And if there were any negatives, my father, my mother, they raised us to turn all those things into positive things as well. And it shapes everything about me. I think my perspective and my openness and my flexibility, my adaptability, I think is a word that I like to use a lot, because it really, I had to adapt. I had to really get used to things quickly. I had to have an understanding of what needed to get done, and it opened me up for that, for the importance of that, for understanding that in life, you're not always going to have ideal situations that you're going to be governed by, but you have to adapt. You have to always be adapting.
So you're married now,
yes,
and you have 2 beautiful kids.
Yes, gorgeous little girls, yeah.
If there was one thing from your past in Puerto Rico that you could bring and have your kids experience that, what would it be?
The concept of family with my girls, I want to instill in them and make them understand what the concept of family is. And I think the only way you do that is by experiencing it and living there and being there. And I really think that concept I want it to be alive and well with them when they get to an age where they make their own decisions, because it's the way that I was brought up. I want them to be both there in Puerto Rico and here.